So we're in Clovis, California. We just finished installing a Bradford White 40-gallon natural gas water heater sitting right here. Before we document this, we want to document the existing water heater in place by Rheem. This was not installed by us, and all these holes were not made by us, up in the ceiling, over in the walls, down on the platform. Up here, what they had done temporarily to get hot water to the upstairs baths is they had come in and put a T in right here on the hot side and run a long hose over to the hot water, which is sitting right here. And so now the new water heater is installed, so we just took that connector off and put a cap on it. We're not going to touch anything else over there. We're not going to disassemble it and abandon that and whatnot, because this is not our water heater and we don't want to warrant anything besides that cap. So that's ours. If it starts dripping, give us a call. We'll come out, tighten it up, or whatever needs to happen. But so that's your water heater. All the dust is from all the demo you guys did. Vent is yours, tying into a bigger vent, a little 5-inch vent right here. So that's all on that side. On this side, it appears that this hot water line was abandoned at some point. I'd imagine you had a leak in the galvanized lines, and so they abandoned it. This was just open when we got here, so we put a cap on it. We always like to put a cap on anything abandoned, in the event someone decides to tie into it, and then it goes to the rest of the house and floods things and whatnot. This is where the water line was connected when we got here over to the existing Rheem water heater. So we're guessing this was the repipe. They stubbed it out, so that's their pipe. That's their 90. That's their pipe. This is our brand new Falcon stainless steel connector. It's a 24-inch line that goes down to a brass extension. Here's the cold water. We gave you a brand new Watts 3/4 inch full port ball valve. It's quarter turn on, quarter turn off. And so that's solid brass to a solid brass nipple, and another Falcon stainless steel connector down to a brass extension. So that's great for the water. We checked it. There's no leaking. You do want to monitor this, so from time to time, please open up these cabinet doors. Take a look at both water heaters and make sure you're not getting any water from any location. If you have any issues, give us a holler. We'll come out and take care of that. This one's under warranty for a year by us, and then of course another 5 years after that. So 6 years parts, 1 year labor. That one I don't know is installed, and that's a different plumbing contractor or handyman. I don't know who installed that one. We got brand new draft diverter sitting right here, a brand new adjustable 90, brand new piece of pipe going up to your existing vent right there. So it's a combination vent, ties in both water heaters, and that's screwed in place, 3 screws on each side. Relief valve, temperature and or safety, pressure and or temperature relief valve. So if you get too much of either or both in the tank, this will pop off and drain the water out. We tied it into with a Falcon stainless steel connector. These are full 3/4 inch inside diameter. That's why we leave the tag on here so you can see it, because that's required. And you can see, you might be able to see. You'll see it if you spin this tag around. It's a full 3/4 inch right there, 3/4 inch inside diameter. We tied it into the copper relief line, which is run out into the entryway. So if you go to the left, outside of the garage, that's the entryway to the home. Unfortunately, they had just cut it off right down there at the bottom and left it hanging, and so we came in, we cut it, we took a couple 45s, straightened it out, strapped it to a board here, and then brought that copper line up all the way and put an adapter on it. And now you've got this relief line is tied in, so if you ever have trouble with it, it'll drain out that line to the outside of the building. Unfortunately, this water heater over here, you didn't tie it in, which that's up to you. If you ever have trouble with it, it will flood. Usually we don't see trouble with that. I mean, almost never. But occasionally those things get stuck or something happens, and you will get a full 50 gallons of water per minute, or 50 gallons dumping at about probably 10, 12 gallons a minute coming out of there. Anyway, so that relief line is run out. Feel free, if you'd like to get someone to come back out here and tie that in right over to this line. That's fantastic. That just wasn't our scope of work. Upper third, we've got you a brand new set of adjustable straps. Lower third, adjustable straps. Put on a new gas valve for you right there, so quarter turn on, quarter turn off. A brand new gas connector over to the control valve. So right now we've got it set at hot. That is approximately 120 degrees. You can see right here, scalding risk increases with hotter water, which means hot 120, A130, B140, C150, very hot 160. B140, you got 3rd degree burns in 3 seconds. Infants and elderly, 1 second, you're going to the hospital. So the EPA, I told the homeowner about this earlier, the EPA recommends 120 because of the safety risk. The CDC recommends 140 to keep bacteria from growing in this tank. And of course, bacteria in the water, you're washing, you get it in your eyes, bacteria is now in your body, so that's what they recommend. one of the benefits of running it at 140 is it'll take this 40-gallon tank and it'll turn it into what will feel like a 55-gallon water heater. The reason being, you're going to send hotter water to a location. You'll have to mix it with more cold water to get your temperature, which means it won't draw as much water out of here. So you're just tricking the water heater into behaving like a 55-gallon. We're assuming that this was a 50-gallon installed, but the homeowner sent us a text saying it was a 40. And because normally what you're going to see for 2 bathrooms is a 50-gallon water heater, and a 40-gallon is already over here. But the water heater was already uninstalled when we got here, so we don't know really what was going on in there. But we did tell them about that little trick. We can't raise this temperature, by the way, because then we're liable if you get scalded. So we're going to have them come out, put their hands on the dial, and turn it up to B. This one was on B as well, but we had to turn it back on, and we can only turn it up to A, which means hot, 120. And so they can come up, turn it back up where they want, and they should get plenty of water for that. Down below, the platform is pretty damaged. We weren't aware of any of this. Number one, this is in a cabinet. They built a cabinet around the stand in the garage, so we didn't know that. Also, there was a damage on the sheetrock. You can see it's all eaten away. So what we did, we just took some solid 2x4 blocks, one at the very back, one in the middle, which is typically, that's where the support goes right there. Center of the water heater, that's center of tank, so you've got good support, center, very back, and then of course the front, we just wanted to get it so that the stainless steel tank, which is on the inside, is sitting on some good support. So that's built in place. There's also a hole in the back of the wall. This is 5/8 drywall, so it's a firewall. And you can see you've got penetrations everywhere, so it's a fire hazard right now. We did steal a piece of your drywall. You got to repair this and that. I'd imagine just take the whole piece off, put a new one on, screw it back together, and you're back in business. We swiped a piece here because there was a hole behind here. People were looking for a leak at one point, and to do that, they cut a hole in the sheetrock, and so it was just a big hole, and once we set the water heater, you can't get to it. So what we did, as a point of courtesy, we cut ourselves a little piece of sheetrock, screwed it in place back there, so the hole is covered, water heater's in place. So anyways, about a couple hours, you should have hot water. Outside of that, this installation is done.